I feel really bad for the seventh grader who came into the world of like when your thought is basically being established. Your earliest train of thoughts, like the ones you can connect to who you are today. Honestly, first, second, third grade, around that time, things start kind of becoming memories for us. Things start becoming conscious. We remember why we did certain things during that time, how things made us feel. And I'm just imagining you graduate, not graduate, you leave what, first, second grade during COVID. So you don't really even finish out the year. If we're thinking about this correctly, most students were not in school from 2020 to 2021. A lot of students weren't in school from 2020 to 2022, right? And then fast forward, you're in seventh grade now. I don't know how I did that math, but hopefully it adds up. You're in seventh grade now, and you've got to process what I could honestly only call as a shit show in front of you, but you're not able to really articulate things because you're in seventh fucking grade. So it's not even processing to you that you're watching a Muppet show. The Muppet Show is your reality. My earliest memory of the United States political landscape had to have been me in kindergarten. And there was, I don't know if this was the midterms or if this was like some early polling. It had something to do with Al Gore and George Bush. Let's just put it that way. All right, it had something to do with Al Gore and George Bush. And I just remember seeing them on TV and it looked like fucking C-SPAN. And this was in a kindergarten class at my elementary school. I don't know why it was on TV. I don't know if the election had just happened. I don't know what the fuck was happening, but I remember that being a thing. And so for me, there's still some normalcy rooted in my understanding of our political landscape. It's just there's just too much. It's too much to think about. It's too much to focus on. Like if you're a kid with the phone right now, you know, it's funny, the memes are so indicative of the times, but they're also so ridiculous in nature. It's like when we were first dealing with this Ukraine Russia conflict again, because remember, this happened in 2014. This very similar situation that we're seeing now happened in 2014, right? But when it happened this time, and I think it was 2023, am I 2022? One, some whenever it happened, okay? I can't pinpoint the exact year as of right now. But everybody was like, oh, this is World War III. We got to help Ukraine beat Russia because they're trying to kill us. And there's always this like this guise of like it's funny. It's all funny. It's funny. It's funny because you don't really get it, but you get it. It's World War III because Russia and Ukraine and Russia was in the other wars, right? And so we don't like Russia and we had the Cold War with Russia. So that must mean that anytime Russia's mentioned on a global conflict, we're teeter-tottering World War III. That's fine. That could all be very well true. It could all not be true. Whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. It elicits this behavior, this emotional pattern, to where when we see things that are very odd and weird, the first thing we want to do is make sense of it by saying, hey, I don't know a lot about it, but I know what the meme means, so I know enough. Because the meme gets you through the cultural like landscape of TikTok and whatever's popular, the Instagram, the Facebook at that time period, whatever it is that you're indulging in. All you want to do is get to the surface level point where society can't call you dumb, they can't call you uninformed, they can't call you uneducated. But then here's what happens. Depending on who it is that the meme is kind of being cherry picked for. So the conflict, the group of people involved, whatever, the interest involved. There's going to be members of that interest group or of that particular group that's being, let's say, attacked or feels like they need to defend themselves, whatever the case may be, they want to voice their opinion on things. They'll get on these platforms and they'll ask you to pick a side. They'll say, you watch me every day. You like my content, right? Listen to what's happening to my family in XYZ, or to my friends in XYZ, or I have a friend who alerted me to something that's happening and it's really breaking my heart. And what happens a lot of times is these emotional responses cause us to just pick sides. We just pick like left or right, left or right, left or right. And it's very hard to really think about a time in history where conflict ever made sense. Like when does killing someone ever make sense? Or when does unaliving another individual ever get to a point where it's like, you know what, that is how we do it. That's what we're gonna make like the silver standard of, is we're gonna execute people for this. You get what I'm saying? It's just an odd thing to be caught up on. But in reality, we've gotten so accustomed to being like jerked around in 20 different directions, we don't really see the end result of what our emotions started. So a lot of us develop this personality of like picking up, putting down, picking up, putting down. You don't really get too far in the book, but you bought it, and you told people you were reading it, and you read like 35, 40 pages, maybe you read 7, maybe you read 3 pages at the bookstore or online, and said, I'm gonna get the book, and you just never had time to go back. But what it does is your brain just starts saying, we don't really have to finish any of this, do we? None of it really matters. Because think about the bottom line of it. The bottom line is you have a job, you're gonna go to work. So from 9 to 5, you're gonna go to work 5 days out of the week. Throughout that time, let's start off the week with Sunday. On Sunday, you're off, let's say. Monday, you go back to work. So on Sunday, you're just winding down. Why? Because you know you have work on Monday. So you're watching your TV shows, you're watching your YouTube videos, you're watching your informative news network video, whatever the case may be. You're subduing your mind with some type of I don't even want to say entertainment, but some type of imagery or form of expression is taking place in front of you. What happens then is you go to sleep Sunday because you don't want to handle anything too heavy. You don't want anything too heavy to be on your heart or on your mind before work. It's just going to make things a little bit more difficult. Monday you go to work. You come back home and you're like, you know what? Work is so daunting. I need to get out of this job. I need to go home, work on my business idea, work on my YouTube, work on my TikTok. I need to get out of this system. Tuesday comes around. All of a sudden, your friend hits you up and they're like, "Hey, did you hear about whatever's happening in Whoville? Yeah, a bomb just blew up, 30 Whovillians in Whoville." And so now your mind is like, "What? Hold on, a bomb just blew up in Whoville. The last time that happened," and then your mind goes off on this tangent. So what just happened was on Sunday you were resting to prepare for the week. On Monday, you told yourself a decision was to be made about your own circumstances. On Tuesday, your friend brought up something that hit very close to home to you emotionally for whatever reason. And now on Tuesday, you have this sense of like discomfort, you're uncomfortable. And then Wednesday comes along, and all of a sudden your favorite celebrity says, the conflict in Whoville has really, just taken a lot out of me, and the upcoming tour is canceled. I can't stand to see what's happening to the Whovillians, and until Whoville gets justice for what happened, I'm not going to support it. So now on Wednesday, you just got clarification that you've chosen the right side because your favorite artist also agrees with you. So now you're like, you know what? I love this person. I support this person. I'm all in. I'm all set. On Thursday, there's a clip going viral. So on all the social media spheres, comes across your screen maybe 3 times. There's a clip on Thursday after you get home from work, or maybe you saw it at work, of somebody you don't particularly like in the celebrity sphere who said, you know what? The Whovillians had it coming. I don't know what they expected, but like they had it coming. And all of a sudden you're like, you know what? Exactly. I knew there was a reason why I didn't like that person. And they just confirmed it. They chose the wrong side. Friday comes. This is the last day at work. You're excited. The weekend's coming. Saturday and Sunday is coming along. You've been stressing out the whole week because of all the stuff you've been seeing on the news. And Saturday comes and you're like, or Friday comes and you're like, you know what? I'm going to finish off the week strong. I still hate work. I still want to work on my vision, on my goals, but I'm not going to do that today. Today is about relaxing getting my mind right, enjoying the weekend. Because the weekend I'm off, I get to just be me. So you go through work on Friday, and you call up your friends and like, we're still going out. Yeah, we're still going out. Yada yada yada. You go out on Friday. Okay, just follow me here. Just follow where I'm going. You go out on a Friday. Once Friday comes, your mind has now hit a mental reset. Why? Because you started off the week very stressed. You were stressed about work, and then you became stressed about something that has nothing to do with you. Unfortunately, no matter how much it hurts you, no matter how much it troubles you, no matter how much it pains you, it has nothing to do with you. You don't really have a solution for it, but you know it's troubling and you want the world to know it's troubling. So for those 3, 4 days between Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday, that's what you were concerned with, for the positive and the negative. But the goal on Monday was to develop the idea that was going to stop you from starting off your week on the negative. But Friday's here. You've got to make your week feel like you did something. Because if you don't celebrate on Friday, what was the purpose of working all week? What'd you work all week for? To be stressed? So you go out on Friday. You had so much fun on Friday. You're going to go to your friend's birthday party on Saturday and you're going to do it all again. So you do it all again Saturday. You have fun. Everything's good. Sunday comes around. Back to the order of things. Time to relax now. Get our minds right. Get our minds straight. While you're cleaning up the house, you click on a video on your YouTube page. But remember, on Friday and Saturday, you were out and you were at work. So you weren't really on YouTube. The last time you were on YouTube, it was when you were looking at videos on the situation in Whoville. So now your YouTube algorithm is set to remind you on Sunday where you left off on Thursday, and now the cycle repeats itself. This is a dangerous game we're playing. And I think it all starts with pulling yourself in too many directions. Focus on what's in front of you, take everything step by step, and aid yourself when you can. Aid the situation you want a positive outcome from or for when you can, how you can. But pace yourself. We're burning out. Our emotional receptors, respondents to certain things, it's being numbed. It's just numbing. And now your whole life is being numbed. I'm telling you, I don't have the science behind it. But logically speaking, we're in a very, very, very weird time. So my friends, be safe. I'll catch you guys next video. All right. Peace.